Peace Day, when the family started the walk. The air was already warm and dust hung over the bush trees. Sadako ran ahead to the house of her best friend, Shizuko. The two had been friends since kindergarten. Sadako was sure that they were a while be as close as two pine needles on the same day. Shizuko waved and walked toward her. Sadako sighed. Sometimes she wishes that her friends would move a bit faster. Don't be such a turtle, she shouted. Let's hurry so we won't miss anything. Sadako chimed. Go slowly in this heat. Her mother called after her, but it was too late. The girls were already racing up the street. Mr. Sasaki frowned. Sadako is away in such a hurry to fears that she never stops to listen, she sighed. Mr. Sasaki laughed and sighed. Will did you ever see her walk in the cold room? Hop or jump? There was pride in his voice because Sadako was such a fast, stronger runner. At the strangers to the Peace Park, people filed through the memorial building in silence. On the wall were a photograph of the dead and dying in a ruined city. The atom bomb, the thunderbolt, had turned Hiroshima into a desert. Sadako didn't want to look at the fragment pictures. She held it to Shizuko's hats and walked quickly through the building. I remember the thunderbolt, Sadako whispered to her friends. There was the flash of a million suns. Then the heat pickled. My eyes like need glaze. How can you possibly remember anything? Shizuko exclaimed. You were only a baby then. Will I do? Sadako sighed stubbornly. After speeches by Buddhist spirits and the mayor, hundreds of white doves were freed from their gaze. They circled the witch's scarlet atomic dome. Sadako down the dove looked like spirit of death, fleeing in the freedom on the sky. When the ceremonies were over, Sadako led the others straight to the old lady who sold cotton candy. It tasted even better than last year. The type posted the Kiko quickly as it always did. The best part, Sadako thought, was looking at all the times to buy and smelling the good food. There were stalls selling every time from the cakes to sherbet crickets. The worst part was seeing people with ugly witches scars. The atom bomb had burned the so badly that they no longer looked human. If any of the bomb victims came near Sadako, she turned away quickly, exiting gray as the sun went down. When the last dazzling displays of fireworks faded from the sky, the crowd carried paper lanterns to banks of the Ostan River. Mr. Sasaki careful its candles inside of 6 lanterns, one for each member of the family. The lanterns carried names of relatives who had died because of the thunderbolt. Sadako had written Obacham's name on the side of her lantern. When the candles were burning under the lanterns were launched on the river. They floated out to sea like a swarm of fireflies against their dark weather. That night Sadako lay awake for a long time, remembering every time above the cloud. Masahiro was wrong, she thought. The spider had a broke good luck. Tomorrow she could remind him about that. When the family started out, the air was already warm and the dust hung over the busy streets. Sadako ran went out to the house of her best friend, Chizuko. The two had been friends since kindergarten. Sadako was sure that they would always be as close as two pine needles on the same twig. Chizuko waved and walked towards her. Sadako sighed. Sometimes she wished that that her friends would move a bit faster. Don't be such a childlike assured. Let's hurry so we won't miss anything. Sadako chimed. Go slowly in this heat. Her mother called after her, but it was too late. The sorrows were already rising up the streets. Mr. Sasaki frowned. Sadako is always in such a hurry to be first that she never stops to listen. She sighed. Mr. Sasaki laughed and sighed. Well, did you ever see her walk when she got wrong? Have, Harjum. There was pride in his voice because Sadako was such a fast, strong runner. A strength to peace park people filed to the memorial building in silence. On the wall were photographs of the young dying in a red city. The atom bomb, the thunderbolt, had turned Hiroshima into a desert. Sadako didn't want to look at the frightening pictures. She held her to Chizuko's hand, and walked quickly to the building. I remember the thunderbolt, Sadako whispered to her friend. There was the flash of a million suns. Then the heat pickled my
ages like needless. How how can you possibly remember anything? Chizuko explained it. You were only a baby then. Well, I do, Sadako said stubbornly. After pictures by Boris Priest and the mail, hundreds of white doves were freed from their cages. They circled the street, said a thumb down. Sadako drew the doves, looked like spirits of the dead, flying into the freedom of the sky. When the ceremonies were over, Sadako led the others straight to the old lady who sold candy. Tasted even better than last year. The time passed too quickly, as it always did. The best part, Sadako thought, was looking at the things to buy as well, smelling the good food. There were stalls with everything from ring cakes to spread great cakes. The world past was seeing people with ugly watches scars. The atom bomb had burned them so badly that they no longer looked human. If any of the bomb victims came near Sadako, she turned away quickly. Excitement grew as the sun went down. When the last dazzling display of fireworks faded from the sky, the crowd carried paper lanterns to the banks of the Aura River. Mr. Sasaki carefully lit candles on side of 6 lanterns, one for each member of the family. The lanterns carried names of relatives who had died because of the thunderbolt. Sadako had written Oban Chain's name on the side of her lanterns. When the candles were burning brightly, the lanterns were launched on the Aura River. They floated out to sea like a swarm of fireflies against the dark water. That night Sadako lay awake for a long time, remember everything about the clay. Masahiro was warm. She thought the spider had brought good luck. Tomorrow she would remind him about that.